Wait a minute. How do I get this? It's me. There we are. Well, that's a bit funny. I'm just playing about with my lights, folk. Bear with me. No, that's not good, is it? What in the earth? I think that's it. There we go. We're here. And I think Purge is working. Everyone okay? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Be a miracle. So let me know if you can see and hear me. Have a look in here. Who's in here? Ewan Eggstrom, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Westover 1314. John Kopasagi, very happy Orthodox Christmas to you. Excellent stuff, and there was Epiphany as well. So we see that all happening. I've got a wee thing up here for our. Yes, it works. Excellent, good stuff. Ewan Eggstrom. There's not many in. There's only Westover. 1, 2. There's only 3 is in here. What's happened? I think people maybe have fell out of the habit because it's not been working for so long. I don't know, or if they get notifications. I don't really know how this thing's work. Do you guys get notifications when Purge is going on? Do you actually get notifications? I don't know how this works. We've also found that we're on Rumble as well. We've been on Rumble for years. I never knew. I forgot about it. But we've got 2 channels on Rumble. One of them's reasonably quite big, and it was getting a lot of hits on it. So we're going to have to find out. So we'll simultaneously broadcast to Purged and Rumble. I personally don't like Rumble because we don't control it. We own Purged. So I'm a wee bit more comfortable with that. But it's funny because I still can't see myself. I can see myself on the screen, but I don't see the Purge broadcast. So for some reason, people can watch it in America, but they can't watch it here. Anyway, it's getting ironed out, but it's a lot better than what it was. And we had terrible trouble with the whole thing. But anyway, we seem to have got the guts set now. So well done, one and all. I don't know why there's not so many people on. Don't know. Are we still here? Are we still in? I don't know. Very strange. And it's very strange. I don't know whether people are maybe watching this on YouTube or something. I'm not sure. I don't really know. I don't really know how to work on that anyway. But let's have a look and see if people are on the YouTube watching this. I just don't know. Maybe folk have get used to going on to YouTube now because of the shenanigans with the whole thing, YouTube, let's have a look. That's the wrong one on YouTube anyway. We've got two on YouTube as well. It's getting very confusing. Switch accounts. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. Nice Templar. I don't know what one we're meant to be on. I don't know. I don't know how to work this wretched thing. Wait a minute, bear with me because I need to be able to do this, don't I? I really do need to be able to do this. So it's not that one. It ain't that one. Good grief. This is so bizarre. I've no idea. Let me see if we're on a live here. Yeah, we're brought. Strange. This is meant to be alive. How can I be alive? I just don't understand this. I really don't. I don't know how to change wretched things either. Switch accounts. I'm trying to switch accounts here, but it's not really working. Don't understand it. Seems to me I've only got one account here now. There's definitely 2 YouTubes as well. I'm just trying to get to the grip of it. But that's odd. I don't know where the other ones went. And we're going live, so we should be live on YouTube. Let me see. I can see. Yeah, there's 15 more. I don't know. Anyway, how you doing? All using YouTube? I need to come out of that because I don't know where the other accounts went. I have no idea. Let me get out of that. Right, okay. What can we do? We're in here now. We just have to go, mate. Christopher Swid, how you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, what's that there? Is that what kind of language is that? I don't know. Pop in for after a while. Okay. Yeah. Visible man. Yes, I think we're all working. Excellent, Peter Holden. How you doing, Peter? I've got a wee update to show you, but I'll wait till a few more people are in. In the meantime, let's have a wee bit of scripture, eh? So we're in the Proverbs. I'm in Proverbs 15. Are we in Proverbs 15? I don't know where I am now. Strange. Where did that go? Hold on a minute. We're in 16. Proverbs 16. Hear ye the Lord. Verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Amen. And we know the Lord will bless this. The public reading of his infallible, inspired, and inerrant word. And the people of the Lord say, Amen. This is an interesting passage, that. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So, people sometimes wonder, why are evil people about and all that? Because what we're saying here is God creates them for destruction. And I know that's a controversial thing, but it's in the Bible, so there we go. So we'll sometimes wonder why the wicked prosper. Well, they don't really, because their end of is assured, and that's destruction. So don't sweat it. But it does make you wonder sometimes when you see very, very wicked and evil people prospering. It's shocking. Anyway, I want to wish a very Merry Christmas to all our Orthodox viewers, because I know there's more than John Kopasaki. And how you doing, Big John? Nice to see you. Nice to see you indeed in here. And Troy Further, how you doing? Nice to see you as well. And Roger Madison, wonderful to see you, Roger. Ken Wood's in as well now. They're all beginning to trickle in. I think people wandered off because the purge wasn't working. But as I say, I don't like Rumble. I don't like YouTube because we don't own them. And they're suspicious. I mean, there you go. I can't even find our old or big YouTube account. It might be gone. That YouTube's desperate. They don't. If they see something they don't like, you're gone. They can't do that with and purged. And let me tell you, Rumble will do the same as well. So I don't trust any of these things. So I want to stick with Purged because we own it. We paid for it. It's cost us over the years a lot of money to establish Purged. So if we need to hear a wee bit of shenanigans now and again to fix it, but I think we've got the grip of it now. So we can sort it out, but Purged is much safer because we own it. It's in-house and nobody can take it away from us, okay? How you doing, Hen? My wee daughter-in-law's coming with wee baby Winnie. Is she up? Is she about? Oh, she's sleeping. Can't show her because I don't want to wake her up. But if she wakes up during the show, I'll get wee Winnie over and I'll give you a look at her. But you know, like it is when newborns are sleeping, leave them. Don't touch them. Leave them be because they make a lot of noise when they're no sleeping, aren't they? So there we are. Now, what have we got for you today? I've got a few things. I'll wait till a few more people in before I give you an update on the Priory thing because it's quite interesting what we're doing and exciting. So wait and we'll see. What does that say? I don't know what that even is. Yes, so, people are constantly telling us how religion's dead. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of religion coming back again. Now, in Britain, sadly, it's a lot of these Tommy tards that are pretending to turn religion. They wouldn't know the faith if it bit them in the backside. Hopefully they will at one point. But a lot of it's fakery. But in Europe, it's real and it's raw. Here are a load of young Catholics in France doing the rosary in a holy procession. I mean, this is happening all over Europe now, especially amongst the Roman Catholics. Up the Catholics, good on you. Use Protestants, get your finger out and catch up with them. But here's a load of Roman Catholic gentlemen, young men in Paris. This really warms your heart up, doesn't it? Have a look at this. Jim Dowson here from the Knights Templar. Look, everybody's telling. There we go. Does that not do your heart well? That. Now I think it was Southern. I think it was Southern France. Maybe you could even get into Compostela in Northern Spain. I'm not sure. But you see the amount of Templar flags there. Now we've got a fairly good squad of, really, really hardcore Catholics there called Douze Volt in France. But what a wonderful sight. They were serious young men. They weren't dafties. They weren't silly people. They were serious young men. So, there's hope for us yet. Now, I just wanted to ask Peter, because he says he still can't see it. Peter, I wonder, you're in England, aren't you, Peter? I'm sure you're British, because I'm the same. I can't see it. So it must just be the server on this side. The Yanks can see it okay. So we can get that fixed, okay? Aye, okay. Excellent, but really good to see that, and it's good to see it. And I just wish a lot of this sort of Protestant revival we're seeing in Britain and America was as serious, because a lot of it's just smoke mirrors. And I've got to say that, and I've got the right to say, because I'm a Protestant. Let me tell you something. Most of these revivals amongst Protestants now, self-indulgent nonsense, gibberish, jibber jabber. They're all in there. Oh, we love you, Jesus. They're all jumping about like fruit bats in the church and listening to Christian rock and having a jolly good old time themselves. But they're not out doing things like that. These young men have walked hundreds of miles to go in pilgrimage. That's serious. That's commitment. And let me tell you something. Protestants have got so much to learn from Roman Catholics when it comes to devotion, seriousness, commitment. Big time. Big time. So, well done, the Catholics. Well done. I'll get burned out now. It's like a big mob will come running in here and get me. No, fair enough. Well, it's fantastic to see. Peter's not come back to me. Must have did. I think Peter Holder, I'm sure he is British. He is British. So it must still be a problem in Britain then. So after the show, I'll try and get that ironed out as well. But there we go. So that's one thing I wanted to show you, just to cheer you up, that we're still here. We're still here. And, I hear a lot about people saying, the Muslims are taking over. Let me just be very clear with this. Do you honestly think when you consider this, that a group of people, doesn't matter where they came from, whether it be Bangladesh or Somalia, that only a generation ago, maybe even only a couple of years ago, were living in mud huts, completely starving and destitute, massacring each other, riven by civil wars and conflict, and have been for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years. Obviously, when our people went to America, they were living in wooden huts. But anyway, we just arrived there. But I'm talking about people who, for thousands of years, haven't changed a thing. No difference from the Stone Age, apart from the Toyota pickup trucks that we've given them. Do you honestly think such people can take us on, the Europeans? It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous to even contemplate it. It's not going to happen, and it won't happen. They'll try, but they ain't going to win. They ain't going to win. It's ridiculous. These people, they're one generation removed from the Stone Age. And let's not forget that, okay? What's happening with Teenan? Did I see something, Teenan there? What's happened to him? Where is he? Where'd they go? Teenan, oh, hi. Good morning, everybody. How you doing, Teenan? What's this there? Is this dealing with cancer? Oh, my friend. I'm sorry to hear that, Teenan. Oh, get in contact with us. Have a word with you, my friend. Sorry to hear that. We'll certainly pray for you very much indeed. Crazy. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got. My eyes away again. This recurring eye problem I've got is away again slightly, so I'm not really sure. I can't really see what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. But, you consider the young, respectable, young Catholic men marching and singing. Beautiful. That's what we want to see society like. When you go to the left, I mean, we often say, don't we, the left are all crazy. We're not joking here. This is no joke. This is not just a throwaway remark, hyperbole. This is real, because I'm going to show a video, but we could show tens of thousands of these videos. I could be on here permanently showing you these videos. Now, we don't see right-wing people doing this. We only see these mad left-wing people doing this because they're not right in the head. Have a look at this.
Calma, cara. Ele tá cego.
That's the way to do it. Do you see? I mean, they're not right in the head. It's not. They're not right in the head, are they? They're not right. They're demonic. They're crazy at best, but probably demonic. I think we should see that again, because I think that big policeman deserves some kind of medal of honor. Let's have a look again. Right in his mouth and all. Oh, that's not going to be very good.
Ele tá cego, acho.
Well, I would have done the same myself. Now, there's a lot of controversy, and we're going to have to tackle it. And I'm the very man for it, because you know me, I don't shy away from controversy. A lot of few more folk in for if we show you updates. Right, what's happened in the last few days? Everyone's went mad. Donald Trump has invaded and kidnapped the president of Venezuela. I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny. Now he's trying to invade Greenland. And ICE has shot a woman up in, what do you call it, Minnesota. And I heard she's some kind of activist. Now she's caused a bit of, all these matters that I've just mentioned are causing a bit of division and confusion, even amongst us. So let's look at it, because without being disrespectful, a lot of people aren't very bright, and they see things for the presentation. Now, remember, every government, whether it be Donald Trump, whether it be Nigel Farage, or whether it be Joe Biden, everybody presents to you what they want to see, and they'll probably get 100 people in a special department, press / propaganda. So when they do something, they package it up weeks in advance, and then they feed that into the narrative. So you watch that and you see it. So the narrative is Maduro is a wicked, evil man. Oh, as bad as Hitler. And he's torturing and being hideous to these people. And he's an international drug dealer. And he's flooding America with drugs that are killing people. Most people in America are now getting killed by Oxycontin and fentanyl. And that's the narrative we're told. That's the narrative we're told. Okay? That's the narrative. That's what we're told is happening. Am I right? And he's refusing to recognize the last election. That's the narrative we're told. Right. Let's unpick that. The drugs that are killing most people in America, the Oxycontins, whatnot, are prescription drugs. They're made by huge pharmaceutical companies, not in Venezuela, in America. It's the doctors scripting them out to the poor hillbillies that are killing them, like just they're dropping like flies. Fentanyl is made in Mexico. Nothing to do with Venezuela. Nothing to do with Venezuela at all. Okay, that's it. There's obviously some cocaine comes from Venezuela, but only a tiny minute amount compared to what's coming out of. Oh, my cameras went. What's happened there? Oh, don't be starting this. Carry on. Am I gone? Don't know what's happened here. Sammy, do it? Oh, he's not there. James, you come on and pull that wire out and put it back in again.
This way?
I just pull it out. Hold that. Pull it out, put it back in. Put it back in again. I don't know. I still can't see myself on this. Oh dear. I'm back again, I think. I don't know what happened there. That disappeared. Camera disappeared, but I don't know if you can still see me. Hopefully you can. Yeah. So Venezuela, the drugs thing, it's irrelevant. Okay. The drug problem with Venezuela is minuscule compared to the big pharma who are supplying all the Oxycontin and all that stuff, to the Mexican cartels who are supplying most of the other drugs, and to the Colombians and the Peruvians who are supplying the cocaine. Yeah. Okay. So it's irrelevant. Okay. So let's see that. Venezuela ships for Colombia. Maybe they do. But I don't think most of it comes in ships now. But anyway, let's say they do. Okay. Know that. So the problem is the other thing is told Venezuela is flooding America with immigrants. Well, America has to stop these people coming in. That's the bottom line. Africa would have hundreds of millions of Africans in America if he didn't stop them. So that's the thing. So there you go. That's one thing. And people are saying Maduro's wrecked the economy. Everybody's living in poverty, and it's all his fault. Well, America has had Venezuela under embargo for years, the same as with Cuba. And that's why the people in abject poverty, they're not allowed to sell oil, they're not allowed to do this. So Russia and China have been buying it illegally, but now they've boarded some boats just off the coast of Ireland. You see what I mean? So we need to look deeper than the narrative that we're spoon-fed. Okay? So if the American government are doing this, as we're told, on humanitarian grounds to save the poor people of Venezuela from this terrible tyrant and monster, why doesn't the American government go and spend a couple $100 million or billions down in Appalachia? Have you seen Appalachia lately? Have you seen the Rust Belt? Have you seen some of the places? I've been to Mingo Junction in the what do you call it? Where's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? Never seen poverty like it. I'm going to tell you this, my American friends. We do not have poverty in Europe, Western Europe. We don't have poverty. Or parts of Pennsylvania. We do not have that poverty in France or Spain or Britain or Germany or France or Belgium or Norway. We don't have it. We don't have that level of poverty. So if you're really interested in raising people's standards and you're really concerned in a humanitarian basis, oh, baby's awake, spend the money in Appalachia, not spend the money invading somebody else's country. So that's a few things out the way. What else have we got that Maduro's doing or meant to be doing or whatever he's doing? Nearly all of it is utter nonsense. So what is the deal? What is the deal? The deal is this. Venezuela's got the biggest oil reserves in the world. Now, the problem is they've been supplying China and Russia. China is an industrial powerhouse which is in direct competition with America. Okay? So, to be fair to Americans now, I wouldn't want to see the biggest oil reserves in the world falling into the hands of Russia or China. So let's just be grown up about this. The real reason for this is geopolitics. America cannot afford to have the world's biggest oil reserves in the hands of China or Russia. All that other baloney about drugs and about being cruel to the people and the people in poverty, America has got a country embargo. That's why there's poverty there. That is why the poverty is there. Absolutely, 100%. Same with Cuba. As for Maduro not recognising elections, well, if you remember right, that was a coloured election. There was billions of pounds in every CIA operative that America's got in that country at the time to promote a false election result. So again, if I was Maduro, I wouldn't have accepted the result either. So there we go. So let's get real. It's a geopolitical thing. America cannot have China or Russia controlling the world's biggest oil fields. I get it, and I agree with it. Well done, Mr. Trump. But here's the thing. There must be a deal done, right? There must have been a deal done beforehand. And I'll tell you why. If you cut the oil off to Russia and China, especially China, that would leave them no choice. It's the BRICS. Remember all the BRICS countries. So China, Russia, Brazil, India, all these countries would have to join together and say, we need to take America out because they're now threatening, they're an existential threat to our very existence. So there's no way. Trump's wild, but he's not that wild. So in my opinion, a deal has been done. And here's the deal. America takes full control of the Western Hemisphere. Russia takes full control of the Eastern Europe and all that. And China takes full control of the Eastern Hemisphere. There's no way this deal's not been done. I want you to think about this. I'm being serious. I mean, I've spoken to people far cleverer than me, and they're telling me this is what's happened. There's no way they would risk an absolute world war. And there would be, because if you say to China, we'll just take feet from you, and that's you going back to the way you were in the 1940s and you're going to be eating rice for the rest of your life, wouldn't happen. And the Trump administration wouldn't risk that. It's too risky. Because if you China, Russia, and India, and all these big countries against you, America will still beat them. Let's be clear here. These people know that America is so technologically advanced, they cannot win a war. Nobody can win a war against America. But they can win a war of attrition. China, no problem losing 10 million of its people. No problem. Russia, same. 10 million, no problem. Wouldn't bat an eyelid. But if they could inflict 1 or 2 million losses in America, in the USA, that'd be a different kettle of fish because we're Westerners. We're not used to that type of punishment. If you killed 2 million citizens, you wouldn't know it would just be devastation. So that's what they're banking on. Trump knows that. So there's no way he's went and done this without a deal. So just let's say this has happened and there's a deal. America is now, we're into imperialism now, folks. Let's not dress this up as any other thing. We're into imperialism now. We're into the American empire. So America is now in charge of the Western Hemisphere. Total carte blanche. Russia's in charge of Eastern Europe and all that stuff that they've got. And China's in charge of the Eastern Hemisphere. This is imperialism carved up. This is like the British Empire and the Portuguese not carving the world up between them. This is what we're into now. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not. But we have to be realistic and understand that's what we're looking at now. So I think it's only a matter of time, possibly before you see China taking over Taiwan, because that'll have been the price that Mr. Trump has had to put on the table. You take Taiwan, we'll take Venezuela, blah, blah, blah. This is what's happening. Now, this ushers in a new age and a new, very uncertain age, because this is the big empires now that will start to clash in maybe another few years. But that's what's happening. This silly, silly narrative that we're being told is just hogwash fed to us by the media. Is that baby fit to be shown?
Yeah, she's just vomited all over me.
Oh, we'll get her clean up and bring her over. She's vomiting at the moment, so we'll get her a minute. So that's what's happening. Yeah, absolutely. US is forcing Europe to stand up and pay for their own defence. And why not? Why should America pay for Europe's defence? Germany, plenty of money. Britain, listen, Germany and Britain have got that much money. We're sending money to India. India's probably richer than us now. So, if we stop sending money to this, stop spending money in woke nonsense and trans things and educating people of 72 genders, we'd have all the money in the world to buy weapons and machinery. The other day, the European Union, you want a laugh? I'll give you a great laugh. The European Union have got together, they call it the Sum of the Willing, the Collective of the Willing or something like that. What a daft name. And they've pledged to put an army together of 800,000 men. I know, don't laugh. But the Europeans are saying they're going to build an army of 800,000 men just in case they get aggression for Russia. Where's this 800,000 men coming from? Now, the thing is, these lefty liberal libtards like Starmer and Macron have spent their whole careers softening up our men and making them weak and feeble. Now they want 800,000 within the army. That's conscriptions. That's what's coming into Europe. I think it's a great thing. Conscription. Wait a minute. I think we've got this baby. Who wants to see? Ken Wood's desperate to see. Hiya, Winnie. I hope she's not sick on me, for goodness sake. She's like a frog. She's like a frog. Let me see. She's like a frog. Look, there's wee Winnie. There we go. There she is. How's that? Look at this baby. Look at this baby. Wait a minute. Make her in like that. There we go. There's wee Winnie. Look at that. Hey, look, Winnie. There's people in America and Sweden and everyone looking at you. Oh, look at that. There's it. That's wee Winnie the baby. Wee Winnie. She was baptized the other week as well. There's my dog up as well now. It's like a menagerie in here. So there you go. How's that? Is that not a beautiful baby? There we go. Ken Woods is very pleased to see his baby. So is everybody. There you go. There we go. You got your daddy. There we are. God is good. God is good. And kids are us. Anyway, finished up on this carry on with Venezuela. That's what's going on. She's all smiling now. It's because she knows Ken Wood's looking at her. Jim's arc. It's like an arc here. But that's what's going on, right? And the next thing is now Trump's talking about invading, military power to invade Greenland. I can invade Greenland myself. Me and that wee dog in here could take over Greenland. That's just talk. That's mad talk. But that's part of this deal. That's part of this deal. Western Hemisphere, Eastern Europe, Far East. That's part of this deal. That's what's happening. Don't fall for all the daftness and a gumbo, As if the government care about poor people. If the American government cared about poor people, there wouldn't be Appalachia, people dying, and there wouldn't be people being homeless all over America. What a load of absolute nonsense. But that's what, and you would expect us to be a wee bit smarter than that. So what else is happening? Well, they've also boarded now a couple of tankers off the coast of Ireland here and took them over, which is a bit strange because, there's things called international law. If you're not meant to do this stuff. But the thing is this, that whole international law and the Westphalia Agreement, Miss Westphalia as well sat down in 1868 and said we're all going to respect each other's country's sovereign right to exist and sovereign power. America doesn't seem to have got the memo, but that's what's happening. This is the bottom line. So, just the same way as Russia walked into Ukraine, America's walked into Venezuela. I mean, we're so hypocritical in the West, aren't we? But look, that's what's happening. It's all been carved up. We're going back into the imperial age. That's it. I'm not really bothered. But we have to understand. Don't be swallowing the spoon-fed stuff to us. The also thing that happened the other day, it's causing a bit of controversy, is the ICE people shooting that woman up in Minnesota. Now, some of our people say, that was outrageous because we are soft in this country. We got away with doing anything to the police. But these guys said they shot her because he was trying to run them over. I think they could have moved out of the way quite easily. So let me say that. I think they could have moved out of the way quite easily and didn't need to shoot her. However, here's my personal opinion, Jim Dowson's opinion. If a law enforcement officer said to you, stop, and you don't stop, bang, shoot you. Bottom line. That's it. We employ law enforcement officers and they're charged by the government to look after the law and order. And if they tell you to halt and you don't halt, you get shot. It's the same in the army. If you're on sentry duty, you remember old Ken, we don't remember this. I reckon he done a few sentry duties. Standing there with a rifle with a bayonet on, somebody come up middle of the night. Halt, who goes there? They don't halt, you get the bayonet out to them. They still don't halt, bang, you shoot them. That's the way it is. I don't understand it. And I don't know what this woman was, an activist or she's just an innocent person. I don't know, but she's in a 2.5 ton car, 2.5 tons of steel coming at these guys. You're under pressure day in and day out, especially up there in Minnesota, Indianapolis. That's the place with all the George Floyd riots now. So they're on edge, and there's people coming from everywhere. And over there, people have got guns. Who did they know? She that woman had a gun in the car. She could have fired at them. The fact that she made an aggressive move towards them, and they had guns drawn. Case closed, Your Honour. As far as I'm concerned, I would have shot her. No messing. I would have shot her. Absolutely no messing at all. So there we go. But some of the folk are very happy about it, and I understand that as well. But I think you need to look at it in the perspective where you've got a heavily armed populace in America. There's guns everywhere, and you don't get too many chances. You know, you don't get too many chances. So, yep, sad that the woman's dead, sad for her family and all the rest of it. But better her than a law enforcement officer. And I don't, you know me, I don't like the coppers, but fair's fair. Westover says, all right, we finally get you been including Winnie. Ah, good. Wee Winnie's Westover's been praying for wee Winnie. Thank you very much. Very kind. Oh, she's all smiles and giggles now. She's all laughing and tuning her wee hands now. It's very cute. Mitch Cameron said, if that woman had been messing around where she had no business, she wouldn't have been shot. Of course, that's the bottom line. You know, I've been a police dog nearly ripped my arm off once, but I had no business being there. I was told to go away. They didn't. They just set the dog on me. They said to me, do you want to pursue this? I said, no, it's my own fault. Shouldn't have been there. That's what happens. She had 3 children, yet it seems she cared more for immigrants, Seyhan and Somalis than their own family. Well, there you go. I heard she was some kind of activist, actually, but there we go. It doesn't matter if she's an activist or no. She shouldn't have been there. She was told to stop. She drove away in a 2.5-ton steel vehicle, big, heavy motor. And that's the way it is. And it's sad and tragic, but that's the way it is. So there we go. But we just seen wee Winnie there. Have a look at this, folks. They've done a survey and asked people, am I on the right thing here? Wait a minute. Is this an image? I don't know what I'm looking at now. Right, I think this is it. Have a look at this. There you go. People were asked, do you have a duty to have children, you know, boost up society? The countries in green where the people are saying yes, the stronger the green, the more it is yes, it's your duty to have children to bring up your family and so on. That's the people who've done that. So I think who's showing up strong there? I think Hungary's showing up strong, and Turkey, obviously, in all these countries, and I think is that Poland up there? Yeah, I can't really see. But look at the countries that say, no way, totally anti-children, nothing to do. No, I don't want to help society with having more children. Look at it all. France, Germany, Britain's really red. Britain is really red. And I think that's Finland is even worse. So they disagree. It's a duty towards society to have children. Finland is the most disagreeable. Britain's no far behind it. And then we've got Holland, which is really disagreement, and France, and so on and so forth. And it's interesting that a lot of the Protestant countries are the worst for having children. I've often found that. Shocking stuff, but there we are. And it is, you know, we can't save society by... Sam, we're going to point this camera down a bit. It's flew away up again for some reason. On you. No, don't be messing. Don't be gentle with it. Push it right down. Well, there you go. And it'll just maybe a wee bit back. Wee bit, yeah. That's it. That's better, isn't it? Much better. Okay. Okay, and hold on. Flip it around that way, slightly. Keep going. I'll do you. That's it. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, Sweden has no surprise. John Kopisakis says now they have a video of that woman falling and harassing the ICE officers all day. There you go. There you go. That's my case. Look, it's sad when anybody loses their life, but mind your business, woman. You know, mind your business. Any ICE guys are in a lot of trouble for that. There'll be a big inquiries and a whole lot of nonsense and all that. Anyway, I think as many as in is going to be in now. Let me show you. I've got a wee video here showing you an update on the Priory. So let's see if I can get this to work. Okay, let me see. Hello, how you doing, folks? I just want to give you an update because the purge has been down. I've had 3 or 4 updates I've not gave you, so rather than showing you them, I'm just going to show you where we are now. Okay, so this is a big pipe that's got to run out to the street, and we have to have the water board up to put a bigger pipe in, because one of the problems we found with the water supply into the house was 15 mil, be about 1/2 an inch for you Americans, no adequate for the size of the house and the heating system and all that getting in it. So this is having to go up there. I think. Have we already dug this in here?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so that's getting dug in up there, and then it'll go out into the street, and then the water board have to deal with it, and then it enters the house there. So that's one thing we're doing. Okay, follow me. The boiler we need for this house is too big to fit inside. I like internal boilers, but it's gigantic. It weighs 220 kilos, which is 500 pounds. Big boiler. It's a combi boiler, so it does your hot water and all that stuff as well. So it's now going over here. It's going to get in this corner. We have to move the tank, that's nothing, but we have to put the boiler here, put a concrete base down and put the boiler in a boiler house here outside. Might be better. So in here, we've done a few bits of work here. Obviously you've seen the new doors, haven't you? Here we go. We're just digging, you'll see a lot of pipes coming in. You just move your, oh no, there's nothing doing there, it's just you digging. So we've got a couple of boys in to help us here. So we're in there, digging that. So, and we've put this wall up. I've got another side you can film it. I'll poke my heat through it. So this is where the cross is going. This is where the big red cross is going. So come on in. So here's the mains pipe. That's the mains pipe tacked on because there's concrete and there's insulation and another concrete bed going on here. So that's the mains pipe coming in. That'll be under 2 inches of polystyrene and then 2 or 3 inches of screed on top of that. Okay. Windows are looking good. It's all looking good. We've got a lot of pipes coming everywhere. We've boxed this big pillar in, which is a bit of a nuisance because it took up a lot of space in the dining room that I didn't want it to take up. But that is the steel pillar that's holding up the steel beam, which is up there. You see it covered in now? That's a big steel beam in there, just to hold the whole building up. Probably got away with half of that, but you know George. I've got some builders in here, family boys help us out cheap. So, but George does everything like double, doesn't he? It's just crazy. But anyway, I mean, look, that's the steel pillar in there holding everything up. That's what it is. It'll not fall down.
It's not going anywhere.
We've got some of the pipes coming in here. You see some of the plumbing pipes coming in here. So there we are. And because we're batting the walls out, it's been a wee bit easier. We'll get some of the pipes near the running surface because they'll be this walls get padded out, so they're behind the oak panelling, which has made things a lot easier, which means a lot cheaper, which is what we like to hear. If any pipes in there, we'll have it. So come in here. We've already got pipes installed in here. And in this wee room, this is going to be the utility room. George is in here. George is in here. So look, you see up on the roof there, we've got all the waste pipes, the soil pipes coming down here. There'll be some coming through in the other end here. It's going to be a wee utility bedroom, just for emergencies, for staff probably. But we're lowering this ceiling by about, I don't know, how far will we need to get down that ceiling, George? Just sit there? Aye. So we have to lower this ceiling. You actually don't need to lower that side, it's over this side. But we need to drop the ceiling so these pipes are hid behind it. Okay, we'll work that out later. So that's where we're down here. We've got some radiators. We've got some radiators that we can reuse, but how many do we need?
18.
But how many have we got?
We need 12 more.
So we need to buy 12 new radiators. So there'll be 18 radiators in this house. Crazy. So anyway, that is what it is. So, coming up, it's there. We've lifted most of the floorboards. Is that still on recorder?
Don't worry.
I've got a new recorder. So, Sammy's making up tissues. Blinds are bad. I wonder where he gets that from. You see? So we've got a lot of pipes in. And remember, the problem is in this house, nothing's easy. It's a stone house. The poor guys are in here. I've asked them to do me a favour. I think they're regretting coming in. These stone walls aren't funny. It's not funny to go through 16 inches of stone. It's horrific. It's not easy. So the boys are batting in here. Right. Oh, so cold. Get the pipes in here as well. Pipes in here. The good thing is, because we've got this crazy insulation system in here that me and George come up with, you won't need a lot of heat in here, so it's going to be very economical to run. You know, you might think, well, you maybe spent 10 grand on all making sure everyone's put in right. But you get that 10 grand back in 2 years. Then you start saving a lot of money. So again, like for example, coming in here, wait till I try and get down here. So you get the pipes from that level to this level, you've got to chisel through solid stone, as you can see. So we've got the pipe work in here. That's a temporary toilet just for the working boys. So we want to have a sink there, shower here, a toilet in here, and we've done all this. And we're going to leave this wall exposed actually, we're going to leave this one exposed. So we've done that. Let's see, next room. We've got this insulated already. This will be stairs built round that, so you won't see that pipe. That pipe will disappear.
Yep.
Let's get, how many metres of pipe have you put in so far?
240.
240 metres of pipe, which is about nearly 800 feet of piping, and we've still a lot more again. A lot more. Crazy. Anyway, we're in this room. We've started, we see how the pipe works in, the pipe works under the floor. We get into the other ensuite and dressing room. They're all going to have radiator in the bathroom, radiator in the dressing room. We've hung that radiator there to see how it looks. So that's where that radiator's going to go. And that's the only radiator we're putting in here. You're actually recommended to put 2 in this room. But we're absolutely confident that with this system we've got, with the double bubble on the wall, the battening, and then this over the top of it, there's no way, this you can heat this place with a candle. We'll soon find out. So there's another, that radiator's going there, at the top of the stairs. We didn't really want it there because there's not much room, but it is what it is. Pipes are in there, some of the pipes there. And a lot of pipes are running here and behind here. So you don't see them because that's all going to be battened out, so you won't see them. A lot of pipes are running, but of course you get heat from them, so that'll be good. In here, yeah, we've got the, I don't know if you can see in there, I've not got my phone. But anyway, if you want to come in here, you'll see there's the waste pipe from the rooms up in the loft space, coming down and down into the utility room for the waste, okay? I don't know if there's much to see up there, isn't there? Oh, aye, that's radiator, aye. So the radiator going to, that's the radiator for going there. The fine. Is there any?
Award-winning.
George has got his crazy music on again, I don't know how to turn it
Real
down.
Octopus Energy
I don't know how to turn this down.
Octopus are an absolute breath of
That
fresh
knob,
air.
turn it to the left.
This one?
Yeah, just keep turning it to the left.
Alright, thank goodness for that. Right. So we've got the waste pipe for this wee toilet, this wee water closet I think you call it in America, or a cloakroom. So up here there'll be a radiator behind that wall, there'll be a radiator in this wall, and in this room there'll be a radiator in that wall. And we can run all the pipes surface up here, we don't have to go anywhere, we just run up surface in the back, this will be boxed in and the pipes will come out, so this will be quite a straightforward, simple job, I hope. So, okay, that's where we are at the moment. So we've had these guys in laying pipes in, as I say, they're friends of mine, family, so that's fine, but we're going to have to start parting with some serious money now. The boiler's £4,000, it's the biggest boiler you can get, £4,000, and then you need like flues and this kind of stuff. Of course then we need 12 radiators, and we have to get all them fitted by people who know what they're doing, certified, all the rest of it. So this is going to cost a lot of money. You're talking about, for the boilers, the radiators and the fitting, you're talking about $10,000, simple as that. £10,000, no dollars, I wish it was dollars. And it's simultaneous, this is where it gets difficult. I did warn us all before Christmas, this is where it gets a bit tricky. This is where it gets a bit tricky, folks. Because we need to put the plumbing and the electricity work. Now probably half the house is done electricity wise. Remember we'd done this way back last year. So I had the guy in the other day, Rodney, he's the best electrician in the district and he certifies them and very safe. So we have to do that at the same time, more or less. So it's the plumber's putting the stuff in and the electrician's putting it in. The electrician's going to be about £7,000. So between the two of them, we're looking at now, as I did estimate, $20,000 to get this work done. We may have a wee bit extra more to put in because the size of the house, and because it's not a domestic house, it's for the order, we may have to put in the emergency lighting stuff by law, the exits, so if the electricity goes off, these light up automatically and guide folk for here, down and down the stairwells. We need to put 3 of them in. They have to be on a separate circuit, wired all through the house and put into the board, so the electricity goes out, they still stay alive with a power pack. That's the law, we need them, and that can cost, I don't know, maybe a couple of grand. No sure, but I might have to go in. And if you're staying here, it's in your best interest and benefits as well. If there is any problems, you can, the Muslim set fire to somewhere blows up, you can get out quick. So that's what we need to do. So we're looking roughly at £20,000. The big problem is, I know you've all been really, really generous, and it's quite difficult for me to say to people, what I need is to dig again. But that £20,000 is needed ASAP, because a minute we can't move on until the heating and the electricity is done. Then George can start putting the paneling in and the final touches. We can start getting the house ready. So that's what we need. And obviously, it's a huge chunk of money. So I'm asking everybody here to think about it, to pray about it. This is God's project we're doing here. We've not failed then. We've done there, even though it's looked impossible. I would say this is impossible. But if we're doing it for God, then nothing's impossible with Him. So I'm just hoping and praying that God is speaking to certain people who have got the means, and I don't know who they are, they could be anywhere in the world, to really burden them with this on their heart, put this on their heart, lay this upon their heart, because, you know, we know if we help in the Lord's work, we're richly blessed. I'm not a prosperity gospel guy. I don't say God will give you double back. I don't think so. But it's just the right thing to do. It's a nice thing to do. So I'm asking everybody to really dig in. We don't want to leave this to one or two individuals. We want everybody to dig in with it. But certainly in the next month to 5 weeks, we need about $20,000. I'm sorry to say. But listen, I have confidence. I know we can do it. I am sure we can do it. Let's get our backs into it and let's get this done, because you can see the progress house now. We're really getting there. So I want to thank everybody very much. I want to wish you all a very happy new year and all the very best for 2026. And it's sad that a lot of your members who were with us last year have passed on to glory, and there'll be a few more this year. So, you know, it is the way it is. So let's get this done. Let's get this done for their memory as well. And those who have really put their back into it, who'll never see it finished. At least we're going to be lucky enough to see it finished in God's will, of course. So thank you very much for watching this video. And I want you all to sit and pray about this, because it's a big job and it's a lot of money. So let's pray about it. And I'm sure God will provide the miracle, because it's beyond our control. So God bless each and every one of you. Remember, stick close to God. You won't go far wrong. Do's fault. That Delgado's done again. Going to, am I in? Am I out? Where am I? Pull that candle, that thing, put it back in again. I think I've went missing again. I don't know why it's doing that. That's crazy. Let's see if we can put it back in again. Blue light's not come on. That's on there. But hopefully I'll come back on. I don't know if you can still hear me. I'm back on again. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, there we go. What do you think of that? Big stuff. I mean, big changes, big work coming on. But we just cannot go further until we need to pay for these things. I might split this up and maybe start next week. We'll hit the boiler first, you know, and see if we can raise the money for the boiler, then this and that, and then the pipes and all that. I mean, 240 metres in so far. 240 metres. They'll end up with about 350 metres of piping. You don't realise all this stuff goes into the house, but it does. So there we go. It's crazy stuff. How you doing, Laurel? But I hope you liked that wee insight. We haven't done one for a while, but I hope, and I'd like your feedback. I hope you see differences happening. I like that big cross we've cut into the wall. George done that. It was my idea, of course. I said, I want a big red cross there, because there'll be a light in the hall. So when we're sitting in the dining room, that big cross is going to be illuminated. And then across the other side of the dining room, above the fireplace, there's going to be a gigantic mirror. So it doesn't matter where you're sitting at the dining table, you will see a big illuminated red cross at either end of the room. I think that's brilliant. I think that'll be fantastic. Personally, I think it'll be amazing. So there we go. How you doing, Paul? Nice to see you. So I think that's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be amazing. Paul, I don't know how your wife's getting on, and I heard you the other trouble I've been praying about as well. You guys will be updating that if you don't mind. Thanks. There's Mitch threw in some money. Thanks, Mitch. I'll put a wee thank you up. See, that's the thing. Our order doesn't have a lot of big wealthy folk, but we can all do it if we chip together. But 20 grand's a big ask. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I really don't. But I get in there every day to wee chap and I say, Lord, if you want this done, do it. And do you know, every time I've done that, it happens. I'm not joking. I'm being totally serious with you. You know, people think all reform people don't believe in miracles. You know, the sort of more stabilized Orthodox Christians like Catholics, Orthodox, and Protestants, we sort of suppress the supernatural. No, we don't. Believe me, I can tell you so many times during this building project over the last 4 or 5 years when I went in there and said, Lord, I can't do it. I have no idea what I'm doing. You need to do this. It's incredible. People just can't come from nowhere. Obviously, God spoke to them, and all of a sudden, bang, they donate. And some people have been unbelievably. You wouldn't believe what some people have through this. You wouldn't believe if I told you. I wouldn't tell you 'cause it's confidential, but some people have really done their nut. But it's the multitude of people who put in the wee amounts that really makes the difference also. It's really important. So there we go. I'll show you that. Anyway, I want to show you a few things because it's that long since I spoke to you. I'm all excited. I'm going to show you something here. If I can find the thing. Where is it? So I put this post up the other day, got 500,000 hits, and I said, listen, Mr. Jihad, if you think you've got us beat, think again. These boys aren't scared of you. None of us are scared of them. As I say, these are people who lived in mud huts in the Stone Age, just a generation ago, and they think they can tackle us. Not a chance. It's not going to happen, folks. It's not going to happen. But look at this. This cheers you up, especially this time of year. I love the sound of these instruments. They're fantastic, and I hope you like this wee clip here. Have a wee look. Now, I had another video, but I couldn't find it. Behind the band at the New Year, they had 20,000 people with torches marching through Edinburgh. 20,000 people with torches, all roaring and giving the old war cries, the old rebel yell and everything. Fantastic. But look, we might be weaker than we used to be. Maybe. But we're still 10 times stronger than they will ever, ever, ever be. So I keep telling folk, don't panic. Yes, things are bad. Things are terrible. But we are starting to fight back, and the Templars are at the cutting edge of that. The Templars are at the cutting edge of the resistance of the future. That's what we are building now. Don't think you're just in a wee boys' club and it's great. We go to here now and again, and we're all pals. We're on the chat rooms. What are you looking for? Don't know where the dog is. I don't know it. Maybe it's up there. It's far more than that. You know, we're building this house here. Who knows what that's going to be used for in years to come? Who knows what this is going to be used for in years to come? We don't know. But I know something. It's for a big purpose. This is a big thing. This ain't no small thing. And we're all involved in that. So it's fantastic. Right. We're running out of time, so I need to rattle through things a wee bit quick here. Let me see. I don't know what this is. What have I got here? I have no idea what this is. I forgot to put a name on it. Anyway, we'll see in a minute. What is this? I think some of the stuff is some of the promotional stuff people like Ewan's been doing, which is brilliant. Let's have a quick look at it.
Lux aeterna super
What do you think of that? Incredible, isn't it? And you look at those images, and people have said, oh, you're all a bunch of larpers, you're all crazy guys, you don't know what you're doing. Let me tell you something. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. There'll come a day soon. We might not even see it, but our sons will, when the Templars will ride again, and we'll be riding through fire and blood to free the people of the cross, to free Christ's people. No doubt about it. This isn't a joke. I'm not sitting here when I should be retired and looking after my grandkids. I'm not putting 12 hours a day and 6 days a week because this is a club for middle-aged guys like us. No chance. We are building the foundations that young men with fire in their belly and Christ in their soul are going to lift up the sword and ride into battle like these we just seen there. It's 100% guaranteed. You know it's coming. And the Templar banner is going to be at the front. Not in the middle, at the front. The Templars will lead the resistance and the reconquista of the West. That's our job. That is the job that the Lord God Almighty has given us. And that's the job we fully intend to carry out in the future. Do's fall and amen. You better believe it. 100%. Yeah. I don't know. Big Ewan may have made it. Big Ewan's he's on the ball. It's a cracking video, isn't it? Cracking video. But there we go. It's fantastic. But that's who we are, and don't forget that. That's the one I showed you there, wasn't it? What is this one? Let's see if I can find another one here. I need to hurry up. Whatever it is, we'll talk about that another time. That's a big French ancient church in Holland, I think in Amsterdam, that went on fire mysteriously. You know and I know what's happened there. We'll do that another thing. Absolutely horrific, but that's the stuff we're putting up with now. That's the stuff that's happening day in and day out in Europe and Canada. Canada's the right spate of them, but it's the lefties just doing it in Canada. Here, you know who's doing it. It's that lot, the usual suspects, I'm afraid. But that's such a great film, wasn't it? We watched it a minute ago. It's fantastic. Yep. I cried. McKen Woods, I cried in a sort of church on fire. Let's have a wee look at it quickly because we'll use a bit of time. Where is it? Where did it go? I don't know. Dangerous thing. Is that it? I actually don't know what I've done right now. What on earth? Is that it? Crackpot. I don't know what I've done with it. It's disappeared now. But yeah, an absolute tragedy that thing's went up. Is that it? Maybe this. I don't know what I've done with it. Sorry, I don't know where that church has went now. No, I don't know where it went. I'll find it. But anyway, one of the oldest churches in Europe burnt to the ground. I mean, burnt to the ground. And nothing said about it. It's hardly in the news. Nothing. Everybody knows what's happening, but the trouble is the elites, the liberal elites, they run the news networks. Things like that, we don't want to see it. Let me tell you something. If that was a mosque burnt down, you would never hear the end of it. It'd be on every news station. It'd be in the newspapers. It'd be discussions about it. There'd be questions in Parliament. Christian church, nobody cares. I mean, it's ancient. People have worshipped there for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. It survived the Reformation. It survived the Spanish. It survived the Kaiser and the Huns, and it survived the Nazis and Hitler. It survived all of that. Then these swines come in this country, come to our countries and burn our churches. I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it at all. And that would be an understatement, as you can imagine. Anyway, I'm going to get off here now and leave you. I'm just glad that the purge worked. There was a few wee glitches, but we're getting there. We're getting there with that. Ewan, that was a belter of a video you done. That was just a belter of a video. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you, brother. I really mean that. I know you're a very busy man. You're doing all that stuff for the CNP and all that, but that is outstanding. A big round of applause for Ewan. God bless you, Ewan. Brilliant. There's Maureen giving you a round of applause. Right, I'm going to leave these now. I'm going to leave these. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to show you this first. Who cares? We're a couple of minutes over. You all right? 5 minutes over? Damn it, we make it 7. Have a wee look at this. This is friends of mine at the Lord Mayor show in London. It's get to the stage now they're actually inviting bands from Northern Ireland. But not just hooligan bands or militia bands. Some of these bands are technically extremely good. And they were invited to the Lord Mayor show in London. Can you imagine it? It's incredible. Have a wee look and then we'll finish up. Okay, have a look at this and I'll come back and we'll finish up. Have a look at this. Is that no fantastic? It's Drummer Eagles flute band from County Londonderry. What a band. There's about 100 people in that band. And let me tell you, all these young guys in these 900 marching bands we've got, they are our frontline troops, shock troops in the future. Because these are all militaristic from the 5-year-old. These guys as well, like me, when we are 5 years old, the Presbyterian Church signs us up to a thing called the Boys Brigade, where we get wee uniforms, wee wooden guns, and we march about, we drill and drill and drill. The officers are nearly always ex-army. So this isn't a joke. These young guys, 16, 17, they've been military trained since they were 5. We ain't kidding. And that's why we spend a lot of time as the Templars. Keeping in with these folks, speaking to them, talking to them, associating with them. Nick's been over here, Jerry's been over here. We've all been in talking to these guys and cultivating them, because that's our frontline shock troops when the proverbial hits the fans. Make no mistake about it. And there's thousands of them. And they'll be just looking for a bit of leadership. And the Templars are there to provide that, and that's what we're going to do. So there we go. Daniel Day-Lewis, great film. It is a great film, Westover. You're right, it's a great film. So there we go. Brilliant. That's our frontline stormtroopers. Right, I'm going to leave these. A lot to pray about. We've got that boiler thing and all the rest of it. I've got a picture of the boiler. Is that it? Is that the picture of it? No. Oh, look at the cross. Look at the cross. See the cross there? Is that not beautiful? In the wall? Beautiful. I think this is the boiler. What's that there? No, that's not it either. What's this boiler? There it's there. There's the type of boiler. Okay. That's the wretched thing. 200 kilos. Can you imagine it? Who's going to lift that in? I don't know, but there we go. So I'm going to leave you now with a beautiful tune. I meant to play it, but I couldn't play it over Christmas because the wretched Purge wouldn't work. But I think we're going to fix it. I'm going to leave you with King's College, Cambridge, finest choir in the world, and that Cambridge University Church, King's College, is unbelievable. It's stunning. And this is at midnight. They're doing a midnight mass thing, and they're singing "Oh Holy Night." Sorry, I'm a week late, but we're no week late. We're no late that week late with the Orthodox Christmas, so you can use it for that instead. So I'm going to leave you with this. "Oh Holy Night" from King's College, Cambridge, an ancient church. And what music these young lads make. Divine, heavenly. You compare that to Hillsong or this gospel rock. What a load of old rubbish. This is the real gear. So God bless each and every one of you. I shall be back on Sunday if the good Lord preserves me. But until then, remember, stick close to God. You won't go far wrong. Deus Volt.